Today's broadcast title, You Can Learn a Lot About Yourself by Fighting. I recently heard a guy say that during an interview, and I immediately thought, this is something that Bruce Lee might have said. Hello, everyone. This is Dwight Woods, the Jeet Kune Rebel. Welcome to the I Love Jeet Kune broadcast number 278, the one about learning about yourself through fighting. As you're logging in, if you'd be kind enough to say where you're logging in from, hit the like button. Feel free to continue doing so throughout the broadcast. If you're catching the simulcast over on the YouTube, please be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell as well. But of course, the best thing that you can do is to share this video and spread the word about the I Love Jeet Kune broadcast. All right, we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on this because it's so obvious, right? I mean, what was it that led Bruce Lee to seek out instruction in Wing Chun as a teenager? Wasn't it fighting, right? In fact, when I get Ryan Ohl on the Jeet Kune dialogues, we'll be able to find out if it was a not so enjoyable outcome in a fight before he was trained in Wing Chun, when Bruce Lee was using Hung style Kung Fu, and he wasn't that happy with the outcome of the fight, and so that made him go seek out instruction in Wing Chun. So Ryan O will confirm that for us. And then years later, many years later, wasn't it again a fight, the result of which Bruce Lee was not too happy with, and so that led him to revamp what he'd hitherto been training, correct? Now, don't you think that a life full of combat scenarios contributed somewhat to Bruce Lee's tenacity as a martial artist, right? Maybe even contributed to his tenacity outside of the martial arts, particularly in the film world. But I digress, right? This emphasis on fighting is a mightily interesting thing in so many ways. One thing that I thought of as when I was thinking about what to bring up in today's topic, a lot of times in kids martial arts, right, you'll hear the whole bullying question, and so there is the idea, well, the kid who is being bullied should learn martial arts in order to be able to stand up against the bully. But you also hear it sometimes that the bully can be taught martial arts so that he learns how to channel his aggressiveness into assertiveness, right? So that now it's wanting to fight, let's say, but it's wanting to fight on the right side, right? Wanting to fight on the side of right versus the side of might, or something like that. I used to hear my Taekwondo friends talking about it, where might makes right or something. Anyhow, that was my Taekwondo friends, right? But it's a very, very, very interesting thing. Fighting is literally a way to develop physical toughness, isn't it? One of the things that I like about it is that you learn instantly from your mistakes, right? So imagine if in so many of your life endeavors, you could learn instantly. The feedback was instant, right? Fighting provides that for you. If you do something, you get hit in the face, you might learn immediately, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that again, right? There are other things in life where the feedback is not that immediate, and it might take you a while before you go, oh, I probably should not have been doing that all this time. And so that's one of the things. I think this is what Bruce Lee realized. In his era, the way the traditional martial artists of his time were training, in his opinion, was not realistic enough. It wasn't going to teach them anything about real fighting, so to speak. And again, I stress that was Bruce Lee's opinion. I think if you talk to people who were sparring in the 1960s in their karate schools, they would tell you that they were learning a lot about fighting. So maybe Bruce Lee wasn't exposed to enough in school stuff, and maybe what he just saw was, you know, traditional tournaments or whatever with the non-contact stuff, or what have you. In any case, Bruce Lee sought to do things differently, and so that's how he came up with. I especially like, what is it, stage 3? Sometimes I think stage 4 of synchronization. His stages of synchronization, where he talks about application under fighting conditions, right? Which is really just a fancy way of saying higher level training, right? um, but I like that idea, application under fighting conditions. On Depending on what volume or what edition of the Tao of Jeet Kune Do, page 12 in my old school edition, there's a quote about forget about winning and losing, forget about pride and pain, let your opponent graze your skin, and you smash into his flesh. If he smashes into your flesh, then you can break his bones, and if he breaks your bones, then you can take his life, right? So it is a thing about fighting. Now, it might sound a little bit reckless, right? Let him fracture your bones and you take his life. But it isn't really, because Bruce Lee was too smart to advocate for what some people call the devil may care approach. To me, the upshot of that is Bruce Lee was not talking about the physical aspect of fighting, right? Big news, right? This is why I said earlier that this whole emphasis on fighting is a really, really interesting thing. Bruce Lee was at the same time talking about the physical aspect, but he was obviously talking about the mental aspects of it all. And I think that's revealed in other stuff that he made notes of. So, for example, there's another quote: "He who wants to succeed in life must learn how to fight, must learn how to strive, and how to suffer. You can acquire a lot in life if you're prepared to give up a lot to get it." And that's the thing. So it's about developing resilience as a human being. Martial art is probably martial art, because most of us here are martial artists, so we'll get that immediately. But then if you extend the whole idea of striving, um, the whole idea of competition in anything, that's why, you know, athletes are so influential for regular people, right? They happen to be most of them probably more in professional sports, more popular than martial artists, right? Who are, well, non-professional martial artists, or martial artists who are not involved in professional combat sports, because they're probably as famous. Conor McGregor is probably as famous as what's the basketball guy, LeBron James, right? Probably as famous. And unfortunately, the combat sports don't necessarily delve into the mental aspects, right? But they definitely show you the result of striving to be proficient at physical fighting, right? I just want to point out that that goes probably without saying that Bruce Lee was into both aspects of it, right? So you can acquire a lot in life if you're prepared to give up a lot to get it, right? On all levels. Okay. So that's all I wanted to say about that today. Let me know what you think in the comments below. That's all I'm going to say in this video. If you like what you heard, comment, rate, subscribe, hit the notification bell over on the YouTube. Follow me on Twitter at Dwight Woods and on Instagram at Dwight D. Woods. If you'd like to support the program, please visit jkdrebel.com. Click on the Rebel Gear link, and that's where you'll see stuff like this. The JKD Notables coffee mug, also available in garment form. Another way to support the Rebel is to join as a member of the Jeet Kune Do Dialogues YouTube channel. Just click on the join button, and that's where you'll see the different levels of membership. Also available at paypal.me/unifiedmamiami, the pure but edited, the raw but edited version of the Jeet Kune Do Journey Volume 1, paypal.me/unifiedmamiami. But like I said earlier, of course, best thing you can do, share this video and spread the word about the I Love Jeet Kune Do broadcast. Coming up on Friday, June 16th, Jeet Kune Do Dialogues episode 2-on-1 will be with Ricard Ankerson of the Junfan Jeet Kune Do Alliance in Sweden, and Jerry Winterfeld of Progressive Institute in Denmark. Right, the two of them. We're going to have not a round table because it's a triangular table, but we're going to be discussing Jeet Kune Do training methods. You know, how to teach, what to teach, that type of stuff, and it's going to be at 4 p.m. So not the usual 6 p.m. Eastern time, 4 p.m. Eastern time. Jeet Kune Do Dialogues with Ricard Ankerson and Jerry Winterfeld. Today is beige, brown, and pink. Yeah, this is not black and white. This is actually beige, right? So I'll see some of you on Friday at 4 p.m. instead of 6. If not, I'll see you next week for another issue of the I Love Jeet Kune Do broadcast. Until then, this is Dwight Woods, the Jeet Kune Do Rebel, signing off. You guys enjoy the rest of your evening. Take care. Be safe. Talk soon.